get ready for today's prize of tea and a craft. Let's get brewing. Pretty. Smells a little weird. I don't know if I like that or not. It has a weird smell and a weird taste. I don't even know if I can taste the tea. It kind of tastes, its taste sort of reminds me of a savory, like a bacon biscuit. Biscuits with bacon and cheese. Definitely doesn't remind me of salted caramel, but then maybe I don't really know what that tastes like. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what to say. I'll drink it though. It's not like it's horrible. Today I will be showing you how I made this sweater for my smart doll. It was a very amateur job. I will show you why. This is the heel of the sock. It's made from the sock. I cut it a certain way. I didn't know what to do, so I had to kind of like fold the heel back and sew it. But Oceana has such long hair that it doesn't really matter. And it looks good anyway. And I actually forgot I even had to do that. I don't have a video of how I did it because I had such a hard time with this material. It frays a lot. Even when you hem it, that's what it does. Very hard to work with. But it's so cute. It's the perfect material for a Christmas sweater. You have to agree, right? It's kind of fraying here too. And this was the kind of like the neck of the sock, as this. So I'm going to give you a very amateur way that I made this sock. It's probably going to be a horrible DIY video, but I will try. Alright, so, as I said, I messed up on this blouse, making this, about 3 times, starting with the actual initial cutting, because I didn't really know how to cut it, because it was a small sock like this. It's a pretty small sock. And it only cost $1, so it's pretty cheap. So what I did first was I believe I cut this part here off, and then did it here, and thought, well, that should be good for a top. But then the design I wanted was I wanted the green on top and the red on bottom, so that means that would not have worked. So that was the first mistake. So then I thought, well, how would I do the neck if this was here? No, it's not going to work. So I thought, well, this looks skinny enough in order to put the neck. And I mean, it looks pretty skinny. And it turned out really well. So what I did was I cut this part off. Took this part off and used this section for the shirt. Problem was, I had the heel. I had to do something with it. I couldn't cut it off because that would just been stupid. So I just sewed it here, and it's got that weird bump in the back I showed you. Then my next problem was, how would I do the arms? I mean, what am I supposed to do about this? So I thought, well, okay, maybe I could cut holes right here to sew in the sleeve. So that's what I did. Now this material is very stretchy, so you really only need to cut a tiny hole. And I don't know, that might be hard to see and whatever, but it's actually, I just did maybe like a 1/2 inch hole for each side, and then it just stretched out really well. So then I thought, okay, so how do I make the sleeves? So that is what I used, the material I first cut from here to there for the sleeves. And I probably cut from here to probably like here. And then of course, like in my previous video that I showed of making a blouse out of a sock, I used the portion, this part, and I cut it in half, so it would be kind of like this, and that was big enough for the sleeve. So what I did was, after I sewed it together, and this is really hard because I don't want to cut this sock on. This is actually for myself. This is for my big old foot. Not a smart doll foot. Or a smart doll sweater. And so I just sewed the sleeve. It's really, like I said, it's really hard. Let me see if I can give you an idea of this. And then I just sewed it like this. Boop. Here are the seams. You can see that. And it came together so well, you really cannot see it. But I think that has to do with the material because it's so fuzzy. So then I thought, well, okay, the actual sleeve is not long enough to be a sweater sleeve. So I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? But I also had material left over from the other portion of the sock that I did. I was like, what am I going to do with that? So I thought, well, what would be perfect is for this to go along with the collar. So I did kind of the same with the sleeve part, is I just cut it in half and sewed it to this part here. Again, you can't really see the seam because it's so fuzzy, it kind of just goes along into it. And let's see, like that. And then, yeah, and then at that point I was pretty much done. I won't even tell you the mistakes I made because what's the point? If you're lucky, you won't make the same mistake. I just did it inside out and wrong side. And then I hemmed this, but this really doesn't even look like I hemmed it because the material that is just how hard it is to work with. So the tough part about this material is that once you cut it, it immediately starts to fray and get all over the place. I still find it in her hair sometimes. Right. It's not top quality sock, so it kind of looks like it's not the best material. So I mean, if you really want to go for it, buy a $5 sock that's of this same fuzzy material. And I think you're good to go for a smart doll shirt if you really want to go that way. But that is my Christmas craft for today. I hope that was easy to understand, because I couldn't give you any really good visuals. Anyway, thank you for watching.